Hello and welcome to America Salutes. America salutes its veterans. Have you ever wondered what happens to a veteran who just got back from duty and all of a sudden has done something that pulls them into the court system? Well, we're going to talk about that today. And to help us do that is Ron Wiborg from Hennepin County Veterans Service. Ron, welcome.
Thank you.
And Stewart Mednick from Hennepin County Veterans Service. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Milton Schoen, Director of Hennepin County Veterans Service. Welcome.
Thank you.
What's your issue? What is the issue with veterans who go into the court system?
Well, we have many veterans who have mental health issues, chemical health issues, and oftentimes they'll wind up in the courts with a DWI or with other charges, or they may need commitment. And what we're trying to do is to connect up with these individuals and where we can to get them into the VA healthcare system, to get chemical dependency treatment, to get the mental health services they need, and so that hopefully they'll succeed and not come back into the workhouse or into our system. And also, if we get them into the VA system, we're going to save property tax dollars because the feds will obviously be paying for it.
And so what happens when they get into the system? What's the process?
Well, in the criminal piece of it, once they've gotten into court, Minnesota passed a law 2 years ago, and they're only the second state to do it, that requires that the court ask about veteran status. And if they are a military veteran, then as part of it's called a pre-sentence investigation, it has to be included in there for information to the court on what resources are available through the VA system to provide services to this offender.
And that's in state law.
In state law, yes it is. Only the second state to do it.
That's an amazing thing. So how does that end up in state law and why?
Well, it ended up in state law in Minnesota because of the efforts of some veteran services directors, and Milton included, was very active in doing this. It's just a concern on the part of a lot of different people, including legislators, and I might add the court, that there's got to be some kind of a vehicle that can operate statewide so that all veterans throughout the state of Minnesota are being dealt with equally
and fairly.
And being given the opportunity to use VA resources for their treatment and programming, because a lot of them came back and are in the system because of problems that they had because of being deployed to Afghan and Iraq.
So have you developed a relationship with the Hennepin County courts?
Yes, we have. We've had several judges that have called us directly and said, I'm sending a client down to you. And the prosecutor's office has been very good as well, county attorney's office, and we're working with corrections now and kind of mapping out the whole vehicle for developing this veterans piece in the pre-sentence investigation.
So this is really just a brand new program.
We also are very active with the commitment court system as well. In the commitment system, what we see veterans that have...
What is the commitment court and the commitment system? Take a second.
Sure. The commitment system is for when people have either mental health or chemical dependency or alcohol issues. And typically, a family member or loved one are the ones that show the concern. And so the veteran is usually within the system. And what our goal is to connect with them to ensure that they have the veteran benefits available to them that we can provide through the veteran system. And by allowing to do that, and we are able to hopefully get them so that they are not committed, we can save approximately $10,000 per commitment from the tax dollars. So it's a win-win for everyone all the way around.
How is it a win-win for the veteran?
Because the veteran is able to be admitted into a veteran system where veterans who will treat them are the trained medical professionals that know the issues that veterans go through. Many times we have Iraqi veterans that will come back, for example, that might have some adjustment issues because of the combat that they go through, or Vietnam era veterans, and they'll have some maybe drinking or substance issues or mental health issues. And these medical professionals in the VA system are trained and they know how to deal with that, and it's the best treatment they can be provided to them.
And I'd say that the mental health services available in the VA are much richer than what an individual would get if they're outside the system. That's one of the real big benefits. And one of the other things that both Stewart and Ron have worked on is our service at the workhouse. We go to the workhouse once a month, and we've got a bandana and a brochure that we give veterans, and that brochure says, you're still a veteran. Because it doesn't matter if you've been incarcerated, you still are a veteran, and we want to get them connected to services, and hopefully we're going to get them connected to chemical dependency treatment, because that's the reason some of them are coming back into that system.
One thing that we found is that aside from the actual treatment itself, just the mere fact that a veteran feels very alone, and when we approach them either in the workhouse or in the criminal or commitment court system, all of a sudden they realize there are other veterans in their corner backing them up, giving them support that they've never had before. And that in itself is a huge boost for the veteran, and we found an extraordinary amount of benefit just in that alone.
How many veterans are in the workhouse?
Well, we generally see about 12. We have monthly briefings out there, and we generally see about 12 every month.
That's amazing.
And many of them were surprised to find out what kind of benefits they're eligible for or could be eligible for. We help them secure the necessary documents so that they can apply for benefits, and we see a lot of them when they find out.
Are they the new veterans that have just come back? Are they the old Vietnam veterans?
A lot of them are Vietnam era, believe it or not. I would say actually the majority of the veterans that we spend time with are primarily in their late 40s to late 50s. So that would be mostly the Vietnam era veteran.
And we have had a number of cases with veterans who've come back from Iraq, Afghanistan. They've had issues with DWIs. And those issues, and we've tried to connect with them early on before they get to some more serious incidents, and that's the first indicator the person's having some real adjustment issues. And we've been successful in working with the court, and we've worked with private attorneys to get them to notify us. We get them into VA treatment before they go to court, and so that we can get them on the road that they need to be on.
What would your message today be to private attorneys?
Well, if you have a veteran and you're going through the criminal justice system, in our county, certainly give us a call. And I know some of the other counties are making efforts in that regard. And I know Anoka County, one of their CVSOs was a probation officer, and he's...
and in Hennepin County, it is Veteran Service. It's 348-3300.
That's correct. And you know, the biggest thing is to get to us early, because we want to be able to get them into the VA system. We've begun this endeavor. About half the people we get military discharges for in the workhouse, and we started to see some of these people apply for benefits. And long term, I think this will bear fruit, that we will divert some people from the very expensive criminal justice system.
And we've had some wonderful success stories. One in particular, a young man that had a DWI, made 3 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we were able to give him benefits. We were able to have him work with us, and now he's a straight-A student back in school, living with his family, working full-time, and he's doing absolutely fantastic.
I would say that's a success story. Ron, you had
certainly.
one.
Yeah, we've had a number of the success stories, and one of the things that I found interesting, because I'm the junior member of the Vet Services Office, but not only it's private attorneys, it's the prosecutor, and it's the court system that are all very concerned about veterans that are in the system. And what we can best do for these veterans is help them not deal with the symptoms, but deal with the issue that led to the behavior. And then we can get help with that through the VA.
Outstanding way to end. They tell me that we are done. I thank you so very much for being here. This was very interesting. Thank you. And thank you for being with us today. And remember, America salutes its veterans, and you take good care of you.